Okay, hey there YouTube. It's Brian here. I'm back again for another riding video. And this ride will take you out from my apartment here in Zhongsha out to LongShan Temple. It was requested to me by one of my most loyal YouTube viewers and fans, I think. So that's where I went. I went out to LongShan Temple with me on the scooter and my wife on the back. Okay, cool. So like I said last time, I want to answer some questions, and I did get some questions from you guys, so here they go. From Leviathan, thanks very much for watching and giving me this question, man. My Canadian friend. He wanted me to talk about politics, and I will do that in due time. That's basically going to be the entirety of this video. But before I get into that, I want to answer some questions from this guy named SoulDrift7. So he had two questions. First question, what is it like to ride on my scooter around Taiwan? He says that back where he lives in Ohio in America, they only have Harleys. So, yeah. Okay, so SoulDrift, I ride a scooter, you know that. It's an older scooter. It's not very old, like it's not spewing exhaust out the back, but it's older. It's an SYM. You can look that up. And so SYM, that's pretty big here in Taiwan. We also have what's that one? The Italian one, Vespa. We have Vespa, we have Yamaha. Those are the big ones, I think. Vespa, Yamaha, and SYM. Those are the big ones I see around here on the roads. Scooters are fun. I like scooters. They're really enjoyable to ride. You can go fast, but not too fast. They don't have the power of a motorcycle, but they're nimble, they're quick. You can bob and weave through traffic. You don't have to get stuck behind a bunch of cars and buses. Then again, it's a little dangerous, I mean, because you're a scooter and you're smaller than the cars and the buses, so if the cars and the buses hit you, then, I mean, they're bigger than you, so, I mean, they win and you lose. They're gonna get hurt, but you're gonna be dead, so, yeah, that's what that is. Ride a scooter, man. If you ever get to come out here, or if you ever get a chance to buy one out in the States, go ahead. They're fun. Go for it. Scooters are fun. Just wear a helmet, be safe, be sensible. Okay, that's the first one from SoulDrift7. Second question from SoulDrift7. He wanted to know if Taiwan had anything to treat his health condition. He mentioned he had a health condition with his stomach. First of all, man, my sympathies for that. I know that must be horrible. Like, when your stomach feels bad, it can, like, affect you everywhere else. So, yeah. Taiwan has, like I've mentioned in past videos, it has a fantastic health system. So, SoulDrift, you're gonna get everything you would get from Western medical doctors in America or England or anywhere else. You're gonna get what they give over there. But also in Taiwan, you can get traditional Chinese medicine, which I've used myself a few times, and it's kind of based on belief and like thousands of years of tradition. So you got to take Chinese medicine with a grain of salt. I'm not saying that because I hate Chinese medicine, but it's not based on science, really. So I've used it myself. Here, I'll just tell you my experience. I've used it myself twice. I used it when I had a cold or a sore throat or something. I forget at this point. But one of my co-teachers, who's Taiwanese, gave me these little brown little pills that were made up of Chinese medicine. Basically spices and herbs kind of rolled up into a paste and made into pills. I took those. Later, did I feel better? Yeah. Also, had some time passed to give my body time to recover? Yeah, so I don't really know. Did it help at all? Maybe it did. Did it cure it altogether? No, of course not, right? It's just time. Second time, I used Chinese medicine. I went to a Chinese medicine doctor, and I complained that I didn't have much of an appetite, and I didn't have much of an appetite, and I wanted to put some weight on. And so he took my pulse, which is what they always do. You come in, you sit down, you tell them what's ailing you. They grab your arm, they take your pulse, and then the guy runs around to all these jars, takes out a bunch of different spice and herb powders, mixes them all up together, hands them to you in these little green paper packets in a white plastic bag usually, and then he tells you to drink that right before you eat. You put the powder into hot water, you mix it up, and you drink that, and it's supposed to help you out. And did it help me out? Yeah, I guessed it boosted my appetite a little bit, so yeah. Part of that might have been belief, though, so like I said, take Chinese medicine with a big grain of salt. Okay, guys? Okay, cool. Now, on to the politics for you, Leviathan. There's 3 things I want to talk about. The first one is the one that you were asking me about. It's the upcoming January 16th presidential elections here in Taiwan. Just like the United States, where we're going to have a presidential election in 2016, they're going to have a presidential election here in Taiwan. The Green Party, which has Tsai Ing-wen, she's the female candidate running for president, is expected to defeat the Blue Party, the Kuomintang. And they were, for a time, represented by LongShan, but she was recently, and this is what Leviathan wanted to know about, she was recently thrown out by her own party. So this woman, LongShan, was going to be the Kuomintang's presidential candidate, but she had such low, let's say, not approval, I don't know how to say, approval ratings or likability ratings in polls that her party basically decided to oust her, and now the party candidate is going to be Eric Chu, who's the party chairman of the Kuomintang, the KMT, the Blue Party. So they basically got rid of her. I think because her style, I mean, I saw here in articles by the Taipei Times, they called her the Sarah Palin of Taiwan. If you know anything about American politics, you know that Sarah Palin was basically, she was a fucking idiot, and the things she said were so harebrained, and I think she cost the Republican Party in the United States a lot of supporters, and I guess that's what happened here with this LongShan woman. I guess she said some really ridiculous things, and people were just not having it. They thought she was an idiot. So anyway, she's out. That's the first thing. Second thing I want to mention is that there is a new political party here in Taiwan now. It's called the Kuomintang, which is basically an offshoot of the Kuomintang. And the Kuomintang is yellow. Their party logo is like a yellow background with the Kuomintang's blue and white sun in the middle of it. So they're an offshoot of the Kuomintang. They have pretty much the same ideology. They are pro-China, eventually reunifying with China. And the reason why I want to mention these guys this year is because obviously they're new. They formed in March of this year. And because I've seen their billboards up while I'm driving to work, and because me, my wife, and my son were stopped by some of their people who were walking around our neighborhood, our area, handing out flyers and asking questions and getting people to sign up for their newsletter. So I thought I'd mention them. They are new to the Taiwan politics game. That's the, one more time, the Kuomintang. Okay, now the last big thing I want to mention here about Taiwan politics is a meeting between Taiwan's president Ying-jeou and China's president Xi Jinping. They are going to meet this Saturday on November 7th in Singapore. It's going to be a closed meeting. There's not going to be any press there. Afterwards, they're going to hold separate press conferences. So basically, it's all private, but what the media is saying is that they're just going to reconfirm the status quo, which is Taiwan is not a country, there's only one China, let's keep the peace, you guys don't try to declare independence, and we won't do anything to militarily intervene in Taiwan. So the reason that I'm mentioning this is because A, it's a big deal. You have these two heads of states meeting for the first time. This has never happened before. And B, Ying-jeou back in 2012 vowed never to meet with a Chinese president, and now he's gone back on that, and that is pissing off a lot of Taiwanese people. So much so that protesters gathered in front of the Legislative Yuan already to protest Ying-jeou's meeting with Xi Jinping. They are not having it. They basically see Ying-jeou as selling Taiwan out to China, selling China Taiwan, like Taiwan's the commodity, and they're just being sold to China, and China's the consumer. So people are really, really, really unhappy with that. And I think personally that it's a stupid move. You already have the Kuomintang, the Blue Party, expected to lose big to the Greens, the DPP, the Democratic Progressive Party, partly because Ying-jeou is so unpopular, and his party and his politics are so unpopular. Why would you hold a meeting with Xi Jinping? The massive Taiwanese people don't like Xi Jinping. They don't like China. They resent China. They are fearful of China. They think China has designs on Taiwan that they eventually want to take over Taiwan. So why would you do that? It's just stupid. Totally stupid. Alright, anyway guys, I don't want to drone on too long. I hope you enjoyed listening to me talk about politics, Soul Drift 7, and Leviathan. I hope that your questions are answered, that you learned something from what I said, or that you just enjoyed hearing my opinions. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that you too will leave comments and questions for me in future videos. And for other people who I didn't include in this, I hope that if you're watching my videos in the past, or that you're just joining now, that you'll leave questions and comments, and next time I can include you, and I will name you and include your questions and try to answer your questions. Alright guys, thank you. Thanks for watching. Remember to share, subscribe, comment, give me a like or a dislike, all that good stuff. Alright, bye bye. Thank you.